There are moments in life that split your world in two, the before and the after. For me, that moment came on a quiet Tuesday morning, inside a lawyer's office I never knew existed, holding a letter my grandmother had written for me, 5 years after she was gone. My name is Claire, and for most of my life, I believed my family was the one thing I could always count on. Grandma Rose was the heart of our home. She was the kind of woman who smelled like lavender and old books, who always had warm tea ready, and who looked at me like I was the most important person in the room, even when no one else did. She passed away when I was 23, quietly, in her sleep. The way she always said she wanted to go peaceful, with no fuss. I was devastated. But my parents, my mother especially, seemed to move on quickly. Too quickly. Within weeks, the house was being cleared. Grandma's things were packed away. And every time I asked about her will, about what she had left behind, my mother would sigh, cross her arms, and say the same thing. Claire, she didn't leave much. You know how she was. Simple woman, simple life. I believed her. I was grieving. I was young. And she was my mother, the one person I trusted most after Grandma Rose. So I let it go. Years passed. I struggled. I worked 2 jobs to pay rent. I asked my parents for help once, just once, when I was about to lose my apartment. My mother said they were tight on money too. My father didn't even look up from the television. I told myself families go through hard times. I told myself things would get better. But something always quietly nagged at me. Something I couldn't name. Until the day I got a phone call from a lawyer named Mr. Hargrove. He had a slow, careful voice. The kind that immediately makes your heart beat a little faster. Miss Claire, he said, I'm calling regarding your grandmother, Rose Margaret Henderson. I believe there are some documents you were never made aware of. I remember my hand. I walked into Mr. Hargrove's office the very next morning. My hands were shaking. My chest felt tight. He slid a sealed envelope across the desk first. Cream-colored. My name written on it in Grandma Rose's handwriting, that gentle, slightly shaky cursive I would recognize anywhere. I couldn't open it right away. I just held it, pressed it to my chest like it could bring her back. Then Mr. Hargrove cleared his throat softly and said, Before you read the letter, Miss Claire, I need to show you the will. What I saw on that paper shattered something inside me that I don't think has fully healed since. Grandma Rose had left me everything. Her house. Her savings account. A small piece of land outside the city that had been in our family for 3 generations. And a jewelry collection she had spent her entire life quietly building. The total value? Just over $400,000. I stared at the number. Read it again. And again. There must be a mistake, I said. Mr. Hargrove shook his head gently. There is no mistake, Miss Claire. Your grandmother was very specific. Very deliberate. She changed this will 2 months before she passed. You were her sole beneficiary. Then why? My voice cracked. Why didn't anyone tell me? He paused. And in that pause, I already knew the answer. I didn't make a scene. I didn't send angry messages. I did something far more powerful. I called Mr. Hargrove back the next morning and asked him one simple question. What are my legal options? Turns out, quite a few. Since the will had been deliberately concealed and assets had been misused, I had grounds to pursue legal action. Mr. Hargrove connected me with an attorney who specialized in estate fraud. And within 3 months, the process had begun. My parents tried everything. They called. They cried. My mother showed up at my door one Sunday with a casserole dish and tear-filled eyes, saying she was sorry, saying it was a mistake, saying family shouldn't fight over money. I looked at her calmly and said, You're right, Mom. Family shouldn't. But you stopped acting like family a long time ago. I closed the door. The legal process wasn't quick. It wasn't clean. But the truth always has a way of surfacing, especially when it's written in a dead woman's handwriting, signed and witnessed, and locked in a lawyer's drawer for 5 years. In the end, I recovered a significant portion of what Grandma Rose had left me. Not everything, some of it was genuinely gone. But enough. More than enough to change my life. I bought a small home. I cleared my debt. I took a breath for the first time in years. And on the first morning I woke up in that house, my house, I made a cup of tea. The same way Grandma Rose used to make it. Slow, careful, with honey instead of sugar. I sat by the window, and I felt her there. Not in a ghostly way, just in the way that love lingers. In the quiet moments, in the warmth of a cup held between both hands. I don't hate my parents. Hate is exhausting, but I no longer carry them either. Some people show you who they are slowly over years, over silences, over the things they choose not to say. And when they finally reveal themselves completely, the kindest thing you can do is believe them. Grandma Rose always said the truth never disappears.